3.0. Hey y'all, Artist Poet Girl here, and I'm going to show you how I made a little journal. It measures about, the inside paper measures about 9.5 by 4.25, and then folded in half for the signatures, of course. And there I am using Aleene's Tacky glue on the inside of my front cover, and that's going to be the cereal box. Is going to be the inside of the journal because the front cover is a butter carton, butter box, butter box, and it's not quite strong enough, so I wanted to reinforce it. And hey, Woody, roll it and keep it together now, you hear? So I also used fabric for the ties, because I put ties on this one. I wanted a little kitchen-y kind of feel to it, country-ish. And that's a Fisker's metal decal edge, because I wanted my signatures inside to have sort of a rough edge to them. I'm not sure why, but I did. But I measured it just a little bit to just get an approximate size there. And here I'm just going to use a simple pamphlet stitch to put my signature inside the cover. And that was the pokey tool, and here I'm threading. I'm using crochet cotton thread because that's what I have, that's what I use, and it's what I like. So it works for me. I used the phone book instead of a book cradle. Not that I have a book cradle, but it works very well to do that. And I also used the binder clips to hold the paper signatures. To hold them. Y'all saw that. And I made sure my my thread tails were on either side of that long center stitch. And I'm just tying a square knot. And I'm going to trim it up just a little bit, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything on those later. But just in case I do, I want to hang on to them. I'll just stick them out of the way. And there's some washi tape. I'm going to use that on the inside here. Now I'm wishing I'd have painted the inside cover with white gesso, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm just sticking down some washi taping because I want it to be more or less permanent. I used golden matte medium, and here you go, Paula. So yeah, just drying it up, and I also put it on the back. And I don't know about you guys, but I sure like that golden matte medium. I also took the wrapper off of a stick of butter. Well, we do use real butter because it's more butter than margarine, and it may have more fat, but you know, it's still healthier in the long run, I do believe. You got Paul. Anyway, I took the wrapper off the stick of butter and scanned it and printed it out, and I'm going to use that in my journal because I thought it would be funny, y'all. And I think it is funny because it's a more butter journal. Do you get it? More butter journal. And that would be Champ scratching on the door. I have locked it because he can open the door from the outside and come in. And oh, here's some packaging, more of the packaging off the box of butter, but it's a little too thick for me, so I just kind of wiggled my thumbnail under between the layers of paper to pull off the printed side. You do run a risk of ripping the printed part. I was lucky and that did not happen. So I'm just going to, oh, that's some Tim Holtz tissue paper, I believe. It was sent to me by a dear sweet soul. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to use it however I'm going to use it. I'm just going to collage all this stuff down using the golden medium. And now I'm over on the other side, and y'all can see that. No stories to tell, as if I normally tell y'all stories. Oh, now here's a good part. That's the some Tim Holtz Ideology Fragment Charms, and because I wanted a knife on there, y'all, and I could not find my metal charms, but I'm just so sure I have some silverware somewhere, little tiny ones. So I'm masking off the fork and the spoon that I do not want to put on the little charm, the little clear fragment charm. So I masked it off with masking tape. Imagine that, masking tape. And I was going to stamp it, and then I'm like, no, I really can't see it so well. So I laid the stamp down and then picked up the little clear plastic charm and laid it on there and pressed down, and there you go. It came out pretty well. I set it aside to dry. I do hit it with the heat gun later on, just because, just for grins. And these are some little bits and bots that were sent to me also, and I think I won a prize from another YouTuber, Lori Haley. Thank you so much. And these were a couple things that were in there, and I glued the die cut onto the tag, which y'all saw, and I inked around it, which y'all saw. And I'm going to use some more of that golden matte medium to glue down the experience stamp. That means it's been used, y'all. Has postmark on it and everything. The blue matched the blue, and there's a little bit of red pinky flowers on there, which matches the word real that's surrounded by red on the opposite page. I wanted more yellow, so I'm adding some more of that washi tape. There's hardly any pause between those sentences, was there? And it looked a little plain, so I'm trying Dee Dee's palette knife painting technique, and it worked. It worked okay. Yes, I need practice at it, but it worked okay. And so I'm daubing off some of the wetter spots and hitting it with the heat gun, Paula. And there's some of that leftover paint I'm just going to smear on a couple pages back there. Heat gun, Paula. Is that annoying to y'all? Because I just think it's funny. And now I'm going to stick the tag on there. I poked a hole with the crocodile and used a little tiny yellow brad. No, eyelet. It's not a brad. It's an eyelet, y'all. And I'm threading the tag string through the eyelet and tying it on the other side. And I'm going to put on the little knife stamped fragment charm, which will hang on the outside, and the tag is on the inside. And I later on put the date on the back part of the tag. There I'm putting a little glue on the square knot. And the dogs, I showed you that tinsel stuff, the tinsel eyelet. I got that on clearance at Joann's, I think. I don't know where I got it on clearance. I'd lie. Could have been Hobbit, Lobbit, Michael's. The usual store. Anyway, the dogs had got it, and I was like, look what they did. So there y'all saw me stamping. I hope y'all saw me stamping some more with that knife, spoon, and fork stamp onto the side of my page. And I wrote my phrase on the tag in pencil, and then went over it with red gel ink pen. And now I'm stamping the rest of my phrase on the spread on the other side using red ink. And yeah, I know you can't see it. It was real hard to see. You could see it certainly if you held the journal in a certain way. I went over it with the red ink pen thinking that no, and I also went over adding some highlights with white ink, and no, it still didn't work. See? I mean, you could sort of see it, but you kind of got to really, and I didn't want it to be sort of seen. So I used that alcohol on a paint rag and erased the ink. Worked pretty good. That matte medium on there really made it work well. It did take off some of the blue paint, but that's okay. It was okay with me anyway. So there we go. And now I have this die cut. I think that was a Sixxiz die of some sort. And I'm putting paint on there, trying to change the color a little bit, but not really change the color. I know it didn't make any sense in my head either at the time. So, but yeah. And that's just a little script stamp that I stamped onto the die cut. And now I'm going to put a little yellow paint. No, it's still, no, here you go. So now I'm just going to freehand the rest of my phrase with the red ink pen. And I was more happy with it. Then I glued it down with Aleene's Tacky glue. And heat gunned it again, Paula. And It just, I don't know, need a little something shimmery. So I'm adding some glitter gel ink. That was yellow, and now I'm going around it with white, which you can't see. You couldn't see the yellow. You can sort of see the blue. And there I'm just adding a couple more circles on the other side just to add a little continuity. And so that's the tag. It is more better to create, n'est-ce pas? That's French fancy talk for isn't it so, or in Southern words, ain't that right, y'all? So that concludes this particular spread in the More Butter Journal. I hope you don't mind. I hope you get a kick out of it, because there may be more spreads in this journal. I love that little knife. Don't y'all? Don't y'all just love that? Yeah, I do too. So thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.